The wait is finally over. It is draft day, Falcons fans. We're going to break down all the latest Falcons draft rumors and NFL draft rumors going into round one tonight, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Falcons pick number 15, which is going to happen around 9:50-ish p.m. Eastern. So let's start right there with one, will Atlanta pick at 15 or will they trade the pick? I think the Falcons are going to look to trade back. They only have 5 picks in the draft. First round, second round, fourth round, and twice in the 7th. I don't believe Atlanta's going to have many buyers for pick number 15. It's not a very top-heavy draft class, meaning this is not a draft class that we're going to look back at and go, man, look at the top 10. Pro Bowler, All-Pro, future Hall of Famer, it's not that deep. It's not that top-heavy. It's not that blue-chip heavy. Now, I do think this draft class has a lot of starters. It's got very few A grades, but it's got a lot of B to B plus grades. And so it's good to be picking between 15 and 30 in this class. But the ideal situation is to trade back from 15 to 30, get the same caliber player and more draft capital. You may not feel like that's actually even possible. Don't be surprised if a guy like Mykel Williams goes at 32. Some of you all want him at 15, and you could get him 16, 17 spots later and pick up an extra second or third round draft pick in the process. So I think Atlanta's going to try to trade back. I just don't see why any team is going to trade up, right? Unless you're looking for a quarterback, which this year it's not a very good quarterback class. I don't know if anyone's going to make a substantial jump up. So one team to watch for would be the Texans. They need offensive line help. They want a receiver. They've got extra draft capital after trading Laramie Tunsil. I could see them moving up to 15 to get ahead of a few teams that are looking for an offensive lineman as well. The other team to watch for is just the Eagles. They've got a lot of draft picks over the next few years. And while that's a good thing, there is a thing of having too many picks, because if you have a really good roster like Philadelphia has, where are those players going to go, right? You'd probably rather have a few quality guys than a bunch of good guys when you just don't have a lot of vacancies in your roster on your depth chart. So those would be 2 teams that I could see trading up, but to be honest, I don't think Atlanta's going to have many buyers. So when/if Atlanta stays put at 15, the team or the players I would watch for. Let's go with Mike Green first. That's the Marshall defensive end, 17 sacks last year to lead the country. I think Mike Green, if available, will be the pick. I'm not going to say, Mike Green, you are a Falcon. I learned my lesson last year, and also just picking at 15, it's too difficult to play that game. I don't even know if Mike Green's going to be available halfway through the first round, right? The Bears could get him at number 10. If Green is not the pick or he's not there, I'll toss out a few other names just to put on your radar at the last minute here. All right, James Pearce out of Tennessee had a pre-draft visit. He's been getting a little bit of smoke as of late. That pre-draft visit could have been to confirm what the Falcons know about him, which is there are some character concerns here. A lot of teams bring players in just to go, yep, we can definitely cross him off our list. It's not always to bring him in and go, we love you, and now we really love you. But the Tennessee 245-pound defensive end with 7.5 sacks last year, and incredible late linear speed is a name to consider. Mykel Williams from Georgia, of course. He's been, grading grades and reviews that go all over the place. I've seen him go as early as 9 to New Orleans and as late as 32 to Philadelphia. 2 safeties to keep an eye on if Atlanta wants to go pure best player available, right? If you like BPA, Malachi Starks or Nicky Manwari may very well be the selection at 15 if that's the mentality Terry Fontenot has. We're not going to reach on a player. We feel more confident in Starks or Manwari having a better long-term career than Pierce or Mykel Williams or Mike Green or whatever it may be. Those would be your 2 best player available selections. I'd say only if Mike Green is not there. All right. And then the other name, sleeper name, Donovan Ezeroku. That's the Boston College defensive end. He had 16.5 sacks last year for the Eagles. I think he's more of a pass rush specialist. That's where people disagree. And if you're just really out there to get to the quarterback on obvious passing situations, I don't think you're worth the 15th overall pick, because I'd like to see someone that can play more than just third and second down. I want a 3-down player at 15. So couple of names just to keep an eye on right there. Now, I want to share with you guys my mock draft. But before I do, make sure you come back in a few hours for round 1 of the draft. We will be live on the channel, pick-by-pick analysis. It's all completely free. Plus, we have some giveaways as well. So make sure you click that subscribe button, and I'll see all of your great faces, beautiful faces, in a few short hours. All right, let's look at my final 2025 NFL mock draft. So, as expected, the first pick is Cam Ward to the Titans, then then Travis Hunter, wrong Colorado player, to the Browns at number 2, and Abdul Carter goes to the Giants at number 3. That's what's expected. The draft kind of starts with the Patriots at 4. I think they go Will Campbell. They invested a ton defensively in free agency. You got to keep Drake May healthy. Go get the best tackle in this draft. The Jags could go a handful of different directions. I don't feel confident in this whatsoever, but I'll say Tyler Warren, the Penn State tight end. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I kind of want to change it right now mid-video, but I'll stick with my gut here and say Trevor Lawrence gets a Swiss Army knife type tight end to help replace Evan Ingram, and Jacksonville could go Genty. They could go Tet McMillan, but I could see them circling back to a running back in day 2. Then the Raiders with Pete Carroll add to their O-line, which was the worst in football last year, and go with Armand Membu. Their running game has been atrocious, dead last in the NFL the past 2 seasons, but I think in order to turn that run game around, you got to start up front with the O-line. Then you can get a running back in day 2. The Jets at 7 are probably pissed off seeing Warren and Membu go before them, so I go Kelvin Banks, just best tackle kind of available, although I don't like that pick for the Jets at all. Then the Panthers at 8 take Mason Graham, just a kind of best player available type pick. Pair him with Derek Walker. The interior guy. I'm blanking on his name right now. But anywho, they go with Mason Graham out of Michigan at number 8. All right. Then at 9, I've got the Saints taking Jalen Walker. To me, this is just hey, let's take the best guy on the board at this stage right now, and I don't really know what the Saints are going to do at 9. This is a tough draft. I'm just going to level with you guys. This is one of the most, mock drafts are very difficult. This is by far one of the most difficult mock drafts I've ever had to do. Bears get Ashton Genty at 10. I could see Chicago trading up for Genty. Then the Niners at 11 find Walter Nolan, who might be better than Mason Graham, especially when it comes to getting to the quarterback. The Cowboys add Tet McMillan to go with CeeDee Lamb. The Dolphins select Jahdae Barron, the Texas corner. Colts go with Colston Loveland, who I think is going to be a phenomenal tight end. Atlanta at 15 takes Mike Green. If he's there, I think he is. Derek Brown, idiot. I think if Mike Green is available, I think he's going to be the pick. Atlanta needs help at the pass rushing position. He's the best in the draft class at this after Abdul Carter. I just think you don't overthink it. You don't try to get too cute, too fancy, and you take Mike Green. Then Will Johnson, who, if you followed my draft coverage, I think very highly of, goes to the Cardinals at 16. I'm not going to lie, I think, maybe not as fast as Patrick Peterson, but as like a big of and that's a high bar. But I think he could be a very good long-term corner for the Cardinals like Patrick Peterson was, but not nearly as fast. All right, then the Bengals get Malachi Starks to try and replace Jesse Bates. The Seahawks go with Jahad Campbell. He's just going to be a fun piece on that defense. He can come off the edge a little bit, but he can shore up the middle of that defense as well for Seattle. The Buccaneers select Emeka Egbuka. Chris Godwin's coming off another injury. Mike Evans is getting old. Why not get a new young receiver there? The Broncos go with Omarion Hampton. If it's not Hampton, watch for Travion Henderson. Steelers select Kenneth Grant to get the Cam Hayward replacement process going. Then the Chargers go with Matthew Golden. Get him with Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey. We've got the Packers taking Gray Zabel, an offensive lineman that can play in all 5 positions. The Vikings, I don't think are going to pick at 24, but if they do, watch for Nick Emanwari. The Texans could go receiver here with a lot of receivers gone. I like Tyler Booker to help the interior of that offensive line. Ravens select James Pearce. The Lions get Shamir Stewart. Quick timeout on Shamir Stewart. He could be in contention for Atlanta at 15. He is pound for pound like the best pure athlete. Maybe not in draft class because of Travis Hunter, but definitely on the defensive line. So if you just want to get the best athlete and go, hey, you can't teach speed, you can't teach strength, we'll figure out the rest later, then Shamir Stewart's your pick. We got the Commanders going with Donovan Azuruku, the Boston College defensive end. He is a sleeper at 15. The Bills go with Trey Amos. I could see them going with the pass rusher, so I could easily flip, Azuruku to the Bills at 30 and have the Commanders go with a receiver maybe. The Chiefs addressed left tackle for the first time properly in a long time with Josh Simmons, and Mykel Williams falls to the Eagles at 32. So take James Pearce, Shamir Stewart, Donovan Azuruku, and Mykel Williams. 4 guys we've seen mocked to Atlanta at 15 go from 27 to 32. This is why this draft class is unique, where you got a lot of players. It's kind of like a what's the shape? It's like an hourglass. No, it's like the opposite of hourglass figure, right? Where it's skinny at the top and it's fat in the middle. Mike Green and Mykel Williams could easily, flip spots, but Williams could go at 15 and no one would bat an eye. No one would think that's a crazy reach. So I could see Atlanta loving the idea of trading back, getting maybe the same player or the same caliber or quality of player, and adding more draft picks. So I'm sure Atlanta wants to trade back. I don't know how much success they'll have doing it. All right, that's going to do it for us on our at-home edition of Falcons Today. I'll see everyone in a few hours for round 1 of the 2025 NFL Draft. If you're still watching, end of the video crew, drop an ATL.